What's up, people? It's Fleck again here with another fragrance video. I know it's been forever, and I said I was gonna keep posting a ton of these videos whenever I kept getting new fragrances. But what I did was I discovered sampling online. And I discovered sampling, I think, on the last video that I did. But I discovered that there are sample shops like Decant Shop, the perfume quartz are under the chance, that kind of thing. Those are just the ones here in the U.S. As far as I know. So I started sampling, and I went on a huge sampling journey, and I have sampled, I don't know, 120 at least different fragrances. So I decided that keeping buying bottles, especially cheap bottles like I was buying, was just not the way to go. So all these here are samples I've bought. I bought over 100 samples, like I said, about 120 at least, probably, over the last 3 months or so, a couple of months, all throughout March, April, May, and June. I've been buying tons of samples, pretty much exclusively from Decant Shop. There's a few that Decant Shop doesn't carry that I'm going to buy from the Perfume Court, a few of those niche samples. Couple of not niche, for example, like Van Cleef and Arpels. They only have, the only thing that Decant Shop of them is the Midnight in Paris. That's it. They don't have the like I think it's just Pour Homme or whatnot for Van Cleef and Arpels, and a few other. But these are my samples that I've tried. I mean, I've tried all the big names, pretty much all the big ones that everybody talks about, and then everything from there, like the top 100 fragrances that I found mentioned. I tried them all. I got rid of a bunch. I actually gave back to Decant Shop. Last time you guys saw, I had Michael Jordan Legend. I had the Beckham. I think it was Instinct, David Beckham Instinct, and a few others, a couple others. I had Animal, which I hated at. I just bought it on recommendation. It was cheap. And I also gave them my Givenchy pie. Pie Neo, that is. I like regular pie. I actually bought a pie Mini here, just to kind of take me back and remind me of what that was like. And I still like it a lot, but I really like, as far as vanillas go, I'm preferring Eros Versace these days. So I think I might just get this and skip the Givenchy pie. I don't know. This is Versace. I think there's just a Versace Pour Homme, as far as I know. Sometimes I have trouble remembering these, but the Versace. What I discovered about this is that it's. I think it was. Allure Pour Homme Sport. It smells just like this, pretty much. It's almost identical, but stronger and slightly better quality. So instead of using this, I'm gonna use this Versace. I got the sampler. I like it, but I decided, as far as getting a full bottle, and that same line of smell, I'm gonna get the Allure Pour Homme Sport instead. So I got rid of a bunch of bottles, and I got my hands on some other newer, better ones that I actually really like, based on sampling, things like that. Got a full bottle of Nuit de l'Homme, just as far as I'm concerned, and a lot of other people, this is a gorgeous scent, one of the absolute top Yves Saint Laurent scents. I think it's leaking or something. I see a little bit of liquid out on there. That's of concern. I'm gonna have to check that out, see what happened there. Anyhow, some of my favorite scents have become Midnight in Paris, along with La Nuit. Midnight in Paris is one of my top favorites, and I've recently discovered that they're supposedly going to stop distributing this in outside of France. So I bought this one a while ago. When I discovered that, I bought a second. This is the 4.2 EDT. of Midnight in Paris. It's a nice leathery, powdery, just a nice sweet scent that's also masculine. Has a little bit of leather, a little bit of powder in there. That's pretty nice. The 2.5 EDP, and then also have another 4.2 EDT that I bought that I'm keeping in the fridge in the box. Since I found out that they're not going to be carried in the US anymore, I figured this one will probably last me like 3 or 4 years since I switch up and use all the different fragrances I have. So it'll probably last me a while. Another favorite, I think I already had this one last time I showed the video, but Insurrection 2 Pure, still using this a lot from time to time. Not killing the bottle, but it's definitely one of those that's in my top rotation. Midnight in Paris, the Nuit, Insurrection 2 Pure, definitely in my top of my rotation, along with the Eros. So I've discovered a lot of beautiful fragrances. Most of the big names that people talk about out there I've absolutely hated, to be honest. Just a lot of the, not even going to get into it, but I will mention some of the ones that I did love, ended up loving. M7 and ouds. I love ouds of all kinds, pretty much. They're not all great. Some are worse, some are not so great. Depends on what they're mixed with. Pure ouds. Tom Ford, I think Oud Noir, I think, is one of my favorites. I'm not entirely sure. I have to pull out my list. I actually have, I'll show you guys in a minute here, my spreadsheet that I have. But here's M7 Oud Absolu. I decided I really want to buy all these full bottles, my decants that I have here, M7 Absolu, but what I did was, instead of doing that, just so I could have to wear without having to spend, $60 this month on one bottle, $60 on another bottle, I just figured I could at least wear and sample for a longer period. This is Prada Amber Pour Intense. I have to manually make this camera focus. Dior Sauvage Perfum, absolutely beautiful fragrance. But I'm torn on it. Like the other day, I wore it to work, and I was just like, did I put on too much? Is that what it is? Because I just wasn't enjoying it as much as I was a week before that, 2 weeks before that. So that's part of the reason why I bought these decants instead of going for full bottles yet. Not entirely 100% sure. Nuit was the first one that caught my attention so much that I went ahead and just bought the 8 milliliter decant like right away. And then of course I had to buy the full bottle. I went back and bought Insurrection, the old style. This is like $16 max. I can't remember exactly how much. Went ahead and bought it just because I wanted to remember, this juice from back in the day that I used to love a lot. I'm honestly not impressed anymore by that at all. I kind of hate it, to be honest, and I used to love it. So, and after Insurrection came Pie, that's what I would wear all the time. I still love Pie a lot, but like I said, though, Eros, as far as vanilla goes, way better. Perry Ellis M, right there. A cheap, it is a bit of an Allure, Chanel Allure Pour Homme imitation, kind of. Let me shut up the doggy. Get out of here. Out of here. Yeah, sorry about the dogs. I can't control that part. They're gonna be hanging around. I just let them do what they want. Nice. I don't know what. It's a little bit different than Allure, but very close. Same kind of just sexy, appealing scent with a little bit of that. Gives off a sort of vanilla, cinnamon vibe. So yeah, I've gotten all those, pretty much my collection is now like good scents. I'm moving away from the cheapies that that are mediocre, to La Nuit, all these, the M7 Absolu, Prada Pour Homme Intense. I would like to get some Spice Bomb. Obviously, I had this last time, cheapy but a goodie. A lot of people always say that's scent's a lot better than the price. So I bought Insurrection 2 Dark. Here's the bottle. So I don't know, guys. There was an eBay seller. This is actually going for like $45-50 on eBay now. There's an eBay seller out there who puts them on for $20-25, something like that. And I don't know what to say. It seems legit, but at the same time, the juice is not the same as the sample that I received from Decant Shop. So I don't really know what to say about that. But everything about it seems legit. It's not as strong, and the scent doesn't have anywhere near as much of the kind of like cinnamony Big Red kind of vibe that I get from my sample. This hardly has any of that. It's more spices. This is supposed to be like Spice Bomb. This has all the spice, but none of that, hardly any of that big redness to it. And it's almost like they just, I'm wondering who would make a knockoff of this. I mean, maybe if you can knock off this presentation, packaging, and everything in the juice for like $5 and sell it for 20, maybe. But everything about it does seem to be legit to me. This is, in case anybody has this and can tell me otherwise, this is cloth with like a bright kind of marking on it. It's slightly off-centered though, as you can tell here. But everything else about it seems the same as my other box of Insurrection. It's got that. You open it up. It's got the tab, and the material inside is the same as that one. It's like a nice little soft, like a fabric, kind of like suede fabric almost. So I don't know what happened here. I'm kind of disliking the fact that I bought this because it's not like the sample. So I don't know what's going on there, but something's up with that. So I'm mad at that order. Last but not least, Lansdowne de Guarlain Extreme. The Extreme one, for sure. I'm actually wearing this right now. Sunday, warm day. Don't care. Wearing this stuff. Loving it. I don't know why I keep it all the way back at the back there, but that's like back there is supposed to be where the stuff that I don't like goes. But anyhow, other little samplers I really love. This is Uomo. Moshimo's Uomo. Pretty good. It's sort of like Turd Herms Au Fresh, I think. To me, it's got the orangey kind of thing. I think it's bergamot on here. I'm not sure, but I like it. It's kind of like a Turd Herms. I don't know. At first I loved it. I thought it was a wonderful, delicious juice, but after a while, I think it's all I really get is the smoke. Not quite so much the orange. So I like this, but unfortunately it doesn't project very well. So it's good juice, doesn't project though. Givenchy Zurius, like it. Not really can't describe it. Zurius Rogue. Oddly enough, it reminded me of Pi when I was wearing it at some point after the dry down, basically after it settled well. And Givenchy Gentleman. Just bought like this little package of Givenchy's. It came with Zurius Rogue, Gentleman, and Zurius, and I don't know, they're okay, but like old school fragrances that I don't really care too much about. So that's what I'm rocking these days. Liking the mostly my Midnight in Paris I love. I'm probably gonna get rid of this Insurrection. I don't know how or where to who. Maybe if Decant Shop wants it, I'll send it over to them. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, I really wanted to show you guys my, I'm gonna go ahead and put all my juices back here before I go over there. I know it's already running kind of long. These videos always end up running pretty long for me. I try not to, but it's a hobby I love, so I love to talk about it. I'm gonna upload some more metal guitar videos for you guys soon. I've been practicing a lot. I know it's been like a freaking year since I uploaded a recording. I didn't even realize it's already been like pretty much a year since I uploaded some metal guitar video. Which, I don't know. I don't get a lot of feedback on any of these, so I unfortunately don't know what people are watching or talking about, if anything at all. But yeah, try to get this done. And yeah, this is a little idea, by the way, I came up with when I was doing all this sampling. I was first I just had the samples like this one here, just kind of on these ridges, but or down here on this ridge down here, which by the way still gets a lot of condensation. Domino, hey, go, stop. Gets a lot of condensation here, so I put this to catch the water. So I came up with this foam. This is a gardening foam. It's the best kind of foam you can use for. I was originally looking for like vial holders, like medicinal vials, basically, like chemistry vials or whatever. But all this foam only cost me $2, and a single vial holder would have costed me, I don't even know how much. Alright, I'm not having good luck putting this away right now, so I'm just going to do what I can right now. I just stack this away. So many samples. I've done tested them all. Loved many. Have a list of ones I love, ones I hate, ones I think are just okay. Finish putting this away so I can show you guys my crazy ass Excel spreadsheet. Let me pull it up on the computer here. Alright, my desktop. And I'll show you guys what I did. I have a spreadsheet with a bunch of stuff and whether or not I like it or love it. Out of all this stuff, very little stuff has ended up in my list of things I really want or even kind of want. I still want a Platinum Egoist. I'm looking at still at getting also just a 8 milliliter decant of that. Homme, Dior Intense, I might get a decant of that. Sauvage, beautiful fragrance. I'm gonna buy the 10 milliliter spray, the tiny little spray bottle for $50. It's not the kind of thing I'm gonna wear all the time, so I don't see the reason of buying a big ass bottle and having it there for years without hardly ever using it. Spice Bomb. Now that I wasted my $25 on the Insurrection 2 Dark, which is supposed to be a spice bomb with a little bit of that big red cinnamon in it, I'm gonna actually get real Spice Bomb. May also start with the decants of that. Low Dissy Pour Homme. I hated the regular one. I really like the Intense, the Low Dissy Pour Homme Intense, and the Noir Absolu. Unfortunately, you can't get this stuff anymore. I saw one place online that had a bottle for $95, and before I could get the money together, they sold that. So I was like, oh, whatever. Now that was the last place that I ever saw that had any. D-Squared Potion 2 Royal Black. D-Squared 2 Potion Royal Black is like a rose. Very nice little manly rose. Montal Royal Oud. Tom Ford Oud Wood. Those are some of my favorite ouds. Jubilation is a big oud. I do. Niches, you can see I don't have a whole lot of niche here. Niche to me, I'm one of those people who did end up just preferring just my nose, just gravitates toward designers type fragrances. But I have enjoyed a few niches. Like I would buy a Ventus if Insurrection 2 Pure wasn't doing the job well enough. The Homage Jubilation X25 and the Interlude, I didn't try those out for the longest time, not only because they were a bit pricey and Decant Shop didn't always have those, but because there was so much word about how those can be love or hate, and that they can be really split decisions. You're never sure if you're going to spend all that money to sample, and you might hate it. So that's all I really. Right here, you can see pretty much the only things out of the 120 things that I've sampled or more. I only want roughly maybe 30, maybe 40 bottles max. I'm not entirely sure I even really want all of these. Like Armani Code, it's nice, but with everything else you see here, I don't really see a reason for Armani Code or Armani Code Ultimate. Armani Code Ultimate ended up reminding me, I think, of Eros, if I'm not mistaken. I finally got around to trying Jean Paul, as you can see above the Jubilation 25. Le Male, it's nice. I like it. It's a bit different than all the other kind of vanilla scents that I have. and I actually did decide that I like it. I might get maybe not a full bottle, maybe a decant of that as well. Bleu de Chanel, as you can see, been above that. Um, uh, at first, I was like, man, this just smells like every other. It smells like a fragrance, a magazine with fragrance is in the little sampler fragrances in the pages that you crack open. I was like, it smells like everything in there. But when you actually get the Bleu de Chanel juice itself and try it on, it's actually pretty good. I definitely wouldn't mind a bottle of that. When compared to everything else I have, Chanel's definitely next to Yves Saint Laurent, which I love there. I love Opium, L'Homme, La Nuit, a bunch of other stuff that's not even here. There's only certain things I want to buy, but so this is my list. So I would say that Chanel probably, out of next to Yves Saint Laurent, it would be my second favorite designer house. And although I'm not big into the niches for the most part, probably say next would be Voyage, and then Tom Ford, because they actually made that oud wood, which I really love. If you have any recommendations or anything else, I mean, look at my list right here. You can maybe go slowly down this list and see everything I've already tried. I've tried, like I said, it's a lot. And even there's more. There's at least 20 more in here that I ordered before I started making this list. Creeds, I ordered a bunch of creeds that aren't in this list. Like Green Irish Tweed, Aventus I have sample of still. But I've tried all these. And all these I did like originally. Like, I had 1 million on my list originally, but I did take off a bunch of stuff that was like, you know what, after a while, it's like I just want to have like 20 or 30 really, really good juices and not have anything that I just kind of like or that's okay. I want to have the tops of the lines. Also, John Varvatos and Platinum Egoist, I want to compare these. Sometimes I make the stuff that I want to compare that I'm like, oh, that's not even... why did I think that smelled similar? But right now in my head, John Varvatos and Platinum Egoist. John Varvatos really reminded me of Platinum Egoist, and I'm beginning to... might even go test that right now, since I've still got a little bit of Platinum Egoist and a bunch of John Varvatos sample left, to see if I'm right or wrong about that. But this is how I did it. Everything I liked and disliked. Oh yeah, Since 24 Gold. All the rave about that, man. It's so bright, sticky, juicy, sweet that I hated it. I thought it was going to be a little bit of oud in there. It's just amber, and I hate amber. I mean, unless the amber's like, I like amber Nuit, and things where the amber isn't so strong, I like. But if the amber's dominant, oof, I'm gonna hate it. So I still have a few things I want to try. I have Carolina Herrera here for men. No, that's not CH Men. That's Carolina Herrera for men. I still want to try. What I meant to try on this list was CH. But I got Carolina Herrera instead. I just didn't really realize the difference. So there's still a bunch of stuff I want to try. I did end up liking Prada Luna Rosa and the Extreme. Trying to figure out if I want both or just one of those. Anyways, this video has gone on pretty long. I just really wanted to show you guys, as far as like what my scent adventure ended up being. It ended up being that I tried all these within the last few months, and here are my thoughts on pretty much all of them. Unfortunately, for me, designers are definitely beating out niches by a great margin. That's how it goes sometimes. Some people love niche, some people love designer, some people like a little bit from here and there and gravitate to one toward the most. For me, niche is one of those things where I find hard time enjoying a niche scent for the most part, and definitely gravitate more towards the designers. But I don't feel bad about either one. I mean, there are some celebrated designer scents: Chanel, Yves Saint Laurent, Victor and Roloff Spice Bomb, a lot of Dior fragrances have been celebrated even by niche heads. A lot of niche guys will tell you that Fahrenheit is their favorite scent. So I mean, hey, it's all over the place. Not necessarily that one's better than the other. Just want to make that clear. But yeah, this is what I like, what I don't like. If you got any thoughts, tell me. If you got any suggestions based on this, just let me know. Alright, have a good day, guys. Hope y'all had a good, happy July 4th. Bye now.